Hi, Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations. Today we're going to be doing the small month 7 cotton cuts block. This is Olympia is what I'm doing, and it's the puzzle mystery quilt. First I'm going to show you the block of the month for January, and this is my color wave is Nadia. Now you know I'm doing 2, so I'm going to change it up just a little bit when we put it together. And the reason being, and I'm going to show you here, we're going to end up making one of these. All right, that's pretty easy to make. And then when you're done with it, they want you to add this side right here. Okay, but instead of doing that, we're going to go ahead and make all 4 of them, so it won't be 3. All right, so let's do that. It's going to be a lot easier to do it that way. All right, here's the way I have them laid out. So I have, starting at the top left, I have A, B, the next is D, which is over here, and then I have E, which I guess I could put it over here. And so all my A's are all my B's are in a line, and I try to just go like this to keep it straight. So this is F, and then this is H. So all 3 of these are H. And now we begin. We're going to put our A, our E, and our A together, and then our E and an F and an E together. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next step and put the HB, or not the HBD, I'm sorry. I'm going to put, all right, I'm just going to put it down here, and then I'll identify what it is. Okay, so instead of doing just this 9 patch, I went ahead and did that, because otherwise it wants you to do this, and then do this in a row, and if you don't do these just right and iron them, then it becomes a mess on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all 4 of these like this, and then attach all 4 rows. That to me is the easier way to do it. Now we're just going to take our time, and I'm going to chain stitch them. And I'm going to actually, instead of chain stitching the bottom, I'm going to chain stitch just one complete block for you. All right. I was hoping to have had this done yesterday, but I had to take the dog to the vet, and so that kind of changed my whole day there. And they'll have his blood work and everything on Monday for me. Let's see how he's doing. And I feel a lot better. Of course, I haven't had milk since that last episode that I had with the upset stomach and the milk, so I don't even know what time it is. Right now, I know it's after 6, and then I've still got the dog, but he's downstairs. Because I don't know what's going on with him, but he acts like he doesn't know that he goes to the bathroom outside, so he's blocked in the kitchen, which is linoleum floor. Because I don't want him to ruin my hardwood floors, and I couldn't get him to come up here and be with me. He didn't want to come up here. So I just have the little girl up underneath the table here. I have to actually block my schnauzer in his box because he tries to get him, and not nicely. So he just stays in his box when Charlie's over here. All right, so that's one whole complete one. So I'm going to go ahead and take that apart, or cut it and iron it open. Okay, so that's what I have done so far. Now I'm going to connect these 2 right here before I connect all the rows. And I decided not to iron them open because I didn't want to do twice the work. Because what I'll do is I will iron them the top one and the bottom one will go the same direction. They'll either all go to the right or all go to the left, and the middle one will go the opposite direction. So it's a lot less ironing, and I'm not connecting anything right now. I'll do all the nestling next time around. Now I iron them before I connect them. Okay, so they should look like this, and now we're going to nestle them. You guys know how to do all that, and then we'll sew each row at a time, and we'll be done with this entire section. All right, now we're sewing the rows together. Now we're going to go ahead and put the other row on these 2. Okay, so we have our 3 rows of 4, and then we're going to sew these 2 together first. Then we're going to put an end on, and then the very end before we put it on this. Now, after we get this all sewn together, this is the pieces, when they're put together, we're going to mark them in 2 places so we don't lose our tips. Go by your directions. Take your time because you're on the bias here. And I'm just going to put my left side. You want to iron it or press it towards B. Triangle going downward. And press it does not mean rub it when you do it. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach the little one here onto the bigger one. And this one's going upward. And just take your time. Everything about this piece is on the bias except the very last one, which is the square. And we're going to add this to the bottom of our block that we have made so far. And we'll end up with 2 when we're totally finished. So we're going to start this one on the corner. And then when I sew across the parts that are marked, I'm going to, because of the thickness, I'm going to increase my stitch length. Right now my stitch length is 2.5. I will increase it to a 3 when I get over that big bump. And I'll show you why I'm talking about that. Now you have an option. You can press that open or not because we're not going to add to it. We're going to go to the other side. I'm not going to bother pressing mine right now until I get ready to press this side here when I'm done with it. Unless you finger press, you can go ahead and do that too if you want to. Alright, now I'll press this. Now we're going to add the square to the left hand side. And you can do it on either side you want because it's not, we don't have to worry about nestling anything or losing any kind of tips or anything. So I'm just going to put the block on top and go right down it. Then I'm going to press this open and we're going to mark it. Alright, this is the tip. So I have this thread and I'm going to go ahead and make it, I'm going to go over it with my pen so you can see the thread because it's blending right in with the fabric because my fabric is so light. Okay, so what we want to do is, this is the tip on the other side of our fabric. We don't want to lose it. So you take your ruler and your pen and you go to the dot and you come right above it and mark it with your pen. And then you come over, sew over that or on this side of that, and you won't lose the tip. Okay, and we'll go back down to this end and we'll do the same thing. Okay, now we're going to attach this to the bottom. This is the bottom. Here's the top. This is the part, this is the top, okay? This is the bottom, so we want to take it so that the square is on the left-hand side of the bottom. So we take it, flip it over, and now what we're going to do is just, this is where the bulkiness comes in. So look at where your 2 pieces meet, like that. Put it up to the middle, right like that. Pin it on the left. And if you want, like right now, and I'll show you here as soon as I pin it. Let me get it pinned first. So here's the back side. And so the left is folded over, okay? So because it's got so much bulk, when I go across that, I'll sew that with a larger stitch. Now this one's going to go the opposite direction, so I don't have an issue with it. See, that went to the left, and this goes to the right. So no problem on that one. Now I guess I could go ahead and turn. Put this in the middle here. I could take this right here and turn it, but down here at the bottom, it's already down and ironed and everything. It's okay if it goes that direction because you can iron this flat enough, but it's up to you. But when I go across here, I'll just go to a 3-inch instead of a 2.5, and I'll go across the top of that. I won't have a problem. It won't come apart or anything when you sew it. All right, so we'll just sew the 2 together. Just be careful when you slow down. When you get to the line there, I put my length up, then I go real slow, and it doesn't want to move because of the bulk, so you can grab it over here and pull a little bit, just a little. There you go. And when I got over it, I take and put my length back down to 2.5, continue sewing, and this piece may be a little bit, feels like a little bit too long, but just pull a little taut as you sew it. Now this one won't need to have that length change, so it can stay the same. If it starts dragging on you, by all means go ahead and change it. There we go, and then we're going to go ahead and iron it. Okay, when all is said and done, you'll have two that look like that. Now let me go ahead and show you the ones with Cathy on it. And there's those. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And before you know it, we'll be doing the next month. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.